Do you now, you have the meaning is clear? Spellings also, be careful with spellings, because I have seen some of you, they are very poor in spelling. So please, now you are in ninth standard and you should know how to write words, how to pronounce words. That this is very important. Okay, so whatever important and difficult words you are getting in a chapter, you will note it down in your copy, and thereafter, before writing question answers. Okay, okay, children. So yesterday, am I audible? आवाज आ रही है बच्चों?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
very good.
ma'am.
Now you mute yourself and listen carefully, because recording भी on है. And don't make create any
Yes,
nuisance.
ma'am.
Otherwise, what will happen? Everything will be recorded. So be careful, my dear children. Mm, okay. So as we all have seen in the yesterday's class, that Evelyn Glennie, she was so determined. So she had such a strong willpower that despite being deaf, okay, despite losing her hearing power, she decided to pursue music as her career, है ना? And she was so good in her job, her hard work, her determination, that instead of listening the music, if you remember these lines, she started feeling the music. No, Ron Forbes, one of the greatest percussionists, he discovered that she has some extraordinary power in herself, and that is why he asked her to feel music, to sense music. Okay, and very simply, very clearly, he said, don't listen through your ears, rather sense it some other way. And then suddenly she realized that she could feel the higher drum from the waist up and lower one from waist down. And in this manner, she became a success. She started going for musical concerts, or she joined a orchestra group. And not only that, she auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of the academy. And in this manner, not only she became a student of such a prestigious music college, but also now she started performing solo. Okay, solo performance is actually a great achievement by a person like her. And at the end of her 3-year course, she had captured most of the top awards. So that means whenever, wherever she was performing, she was getting appreciation, and everyone has realized that she has a special power. She is a great percussionist, and in this manner, she started getting lot of awards for herself. And for all this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. Now, what does it mean? That means that when she started feeling the music, the vibration, she, as and we all know that she never looked back from that point. And after this, she very simply says that Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. That means if anyone says that you have done a great job, she does not acknowledge that. That means she was so humble, she was so down to earth, because everyone was, obviously people will appreciate a girl like this, an artist like this, okay, specifically when you know that you have some physical problem. But Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. She never said, no, this is, she always was humble and a very sweet, amiable kind of person, down to earth. And what was her words, She used to say, if you work hard and know where you are going, you will get there. That means two important things. Yeah, you can say that two tips for success. The very first is hard work, and second is your ambition, your aim in life. If you work hard and you know where you are going, that means, first of all, so my dear children, you also learn these things, that Even though despite all the oddities of life, all the adverse situation, all the problems nowadays also, my dear children, you are facing problem, you cannot come to a regular class, no, but still you will see that some of the children will do wonders. Why? Because they have two mantras for success. And the first one is, as Evelyn has also said, work, hard work. And the second is your ambition, your aim in life. That means where you are going, what is your ambition, what is your destination. And she got right to the top, the world's most sought after multi-percussionist with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments and hectic international schedule. So whenever she was saying that if you work hard and you have an aim in your life, definitely you will achieve your target. And yes, because of that, she got right to the top. That means she achieved her ambition, her goal, her destination she reached. She worked hard and she had an aim to become the topmost, the most famous, the most sought after musician of the world. And she did that, most sought after multi-percussionist. That means she wanted to become very famous, that so that everyone will look for her, topmost person, topmost musician. She gained mastery of almost 1,000 musical instruments. Imagine, I told you percussion includes different type of drums, xylophone type of things. And in this manner, she has mastered not only one single instrument, but 1,000 musical instruments, and she is the most popular multi-percussionist of the world. Percussion, different type of drums, or you can say xylophone type of things. You will see, I told you to see the pictures, okay? You can Google it and see different type of percussion. You can also see the live performance of Evelyn Glennie on YouTube. Maybe I will get an opportunity, I will show it to you in the class itself, but you can find it out on YouTube. And you know, not only that, hectic international schedule. That means she was very busy. She has very busy schedule. She has programs and concerts all over the world. So she was moving from one place to another, not only in her own country, but everywhere she was going. She was hectic. Okay, Aryan Kamal is asking, what is the meaning of hectic? Who will say? Hectic, Hectic. Tell me the, yes?
Ma'am, busy.
Ma'am, very busy.
Yeah, full,
I'm very
yes,
busy.
you can say very busy, very difficult. Okay, hectic, hectic schedule. We also know it was a hectic day. It was very difficult, very busy with a lot of things that you have to do very quickly. No, बहुत मुश्किल, very बहुत व्यस्त दिन. So hectic schedule.
Ma'am,
So
hard,
TC to have,
very hard,
yes,
very hard
hectic.
day.
हाँ, very difficult. Busy schedule, basically you can say. Schedule भी लिखा ही है, hectic international schedule. So in this manner, she was and most sought समझ रहे हो? Most popular, most demand, in demand. She was. So she was the she was having a heavy demand. She has a very busy schedule. Hmm? And so she was programs, she has programs and concerts all over the world. Very difficult, very hectic and busy schedule she was. It is intriguing, it is intriguing to watch Evelyn function so effortlessly without hearing. Okay, now what is the meaning of intriguing? Fascinating, curious. It is written also. My dear children, why you are not looking at your books? Okay, you should look at your books. So it is intriguing to watch Evelyn function so effortlessly without hearing. That means when you watch Evelyn work or her performance so effortlessly, although she cannot hear, you will get curious that Evelyn can identify even the slightest, even the minutest sound made by the musical instrument. So Obviously people, when you see such a performance, no, such a flawless performance, when you know that a person is deaf and still you will see that without hearing she can smoothly she can complete her work, है ना? जब तुम्हें पता रहता है कि इस बंदे का ये फिजिकल प्रॉब्लम है बट स्टिल दैट परफॉर्मेंस इज बीइंग कंप्लीटेड. यू वुड हैव सीन इन द वेरियस जो लाइव शोज होते हैं, लाइव शोज में कभी देखते हो ना, किसी को फीवर है, किसी के पैर में दर्द है, बट स्टिल I think in many of the live shows we all have witnessed it, but still the performer will complete his performance very nicely without any problem. Okay, then what happens? इस तरह से जब भी लोग performance पूरे करते हैं तो what we say, we all are actually awestruck, we are surprised. So similarly people were very much fascinated as well as curious also how she is doing this. In our 2 hour discussion, she never missed a word. Men with bushy beard give me trouble, she laughed. Now listen, she can also be the part of any conversation, although she cannot listen. सुन नहीं सकती है, but how she is observing everything? By looking at your lips. कैसे? By reading your lips, the lip movement. And that's why what was she saying? That the writer is saying that in our 2 hour discussions he never missed a word. That means one writer, you know, Deborah Colley took her interview which lasted for 2 hours, and then the writer Deborah says that Evelyn never missed a single word whatever he spoke. She would have said pardon, excuse me, but so minutely she was looking at the lip movement. Lip reading समझते हो ना? लिप रीडिंग करते हैं लोग जो डेफ होते हैं. तो
Yes,
शी
ma'am.
वाज, यस, शी वाज आल्सो रीडिंग लिप्स ऑफ द मैन, मतलब द वन हु इज सिटिंग बिफोर हर, कोई जो उसके सामने बैठ के उससे बातें करता रहता था. तो व्हाट वाज शी डूइंग? शी वाज लुकिंग एट द लिप्स ऑफ दैट पर्सन. और इसीलिए जब हमारा जो राइटर है डेबोरे कॉले, व्हेन ही वाज इंटरव्यूइंग हर, शी, मतलब 2 hour डिस्कशन, शी नेवर मिस्ड अ वर्ड. And what was her funny statement? You know, she said, men with bushy beards give me trouble. She laughed. Obviously, if you have a very bushy beard, then you will not be able to see the lips of that person. तब उसे थोड़ी परेशानी होती थी. Otherwise, you can see the picture also. Is it visible on your screen? So,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. I
Yes.
told you, why don't you? How many of you have watched her video? It is on YouTube. Please do watch her video. It will inspire you, my dear children. ऐसे videos देखो, instead of watching some rubbish thing, watch these inspiring stories. It will give you a strength. और खासकर इस depressing time में, तो मुझे लगता है कि you should always watch and see these kind of things. I will show you some videos also in next class, or maybe next class I will arrange. Fine. So now what happened that only the bushy beards. Why? Because where if the people are speaking, she cannot look at the lip movement, as the beards can easily cover the lips of that people. It is not just watching the lips, it is the whole face, especially the eyes. So that's so correct. No, nowadays what you are missing? Acha, ye batao, tell me, my dear children, what you are missing. That is during this online classes, you are missing this facial expression, है ना? One-to-one interaction. Maybe my voice is audible, maybe the screen is visible, but neither I can see your faces, nor maybe if even if I will switch on my camera, but I won't be able to look at your faces. और टीचर्स के साथ प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है ना, कि if they look at your face, they will be easily able to understand that yeah, you have got it, तुमने कैच कर लिया इस चीज को. बिकॉज मुझे बहुत इजीली पता चलता है कि बच्चे का फेस ब्लैंक है, तो मैं समझ जाती हूँ कि किसी ने कुछ नहीं समझा. If I see some that okay, when you simply nod your head, yeah ma'am, okay ma'am, we got it. So these are the expressions. The entire thing is actually an expression. Okay, so when you are sitting, I'm not happy with the attendance, my dear children, please do tell your friends. Because when I'm explaining something, देखो, video सुनना, video देखना is something different. Maybe 10 or 20 children will have some network issues, but still I want that 60, 70, or maybe 60 students should attend my classes. And not only mine, सारे class attend करना चाहिए बच्चों. It's very important year of your life. Hmm? Okay, now listen carefully. So it is not the basically lips. When you speak, it is your whole face. No, your especially the eyes, है ना? Eyes बहुत expression. क्यों कहते हैं eyes बोलती हैं आंखें? Because most of the expressions are there through eyes, है ना? मम्मी गुस्सा होती हैं तो even if she is not speaking anything, if you are noticing her eyes, then you will be able to know, yeah, mummy is not good, mummy is angry. Why? Because the eyes are there, which is very important part of your facial expression. So that's why she says that it is not just watching the lips, it is the whole face. That means she is not only looking at the lip movement of the person's face to make out what the person is speaking. She is watching the whole face, the entire expression of the face of the speaker, and especially the eyes, okay, helps her to make out what the person is sitting in front of her is saying, because your expression also speaks a lot. She speaks flawlessly with her Scottish lilt. Lilt क्या हुआ? The way of speaking. Okay. So she speaks flawlessly. अभी मैंने बताया ना flawlessly, without any fault. As she is from Scotland, तो वो हल्का सा एक्सेंट जो है, जैसे इंडियन जब इंग्लिश बोलते हैं तो उनकी अलग एक्सेंट होती है, अमेरिकन की अलग होती है, ब्रिटिश की अलग होती है. Now you know the difference if you watch English movies, British movies, American movies, then you will very naturally you will find out. So she too has that lilt. But my speech is clear because I could hear till I was 11. But as you all know, gradually she stopped listening. So her speech is clear. It is very difficult. If you have ever read Helen Keller, Story of My Life, that's a very famous book. And I will say that if you are having a lot of time nowadays, my dear children, sitting at your places, don't waste your time. If you have this opportunity, I think ebooks are available. If you can go to a bookshop, you can buy some good books like Story of My Life, Helen Keller. Okay, there you will learn that how Helen Keller, she was deaf also, dumb also. It was difficult. She cannot see, and she was born deaf. Basically, 19 months. She was only 19 months when she had some mysterious fever, and she stopped listening and she stopped seeing, viewing. Her eyes also was affected. So it is difficult for those, but still she learned how to speak. That's a great book. If ever you get an opportunity, read her life, Helen Keller. But she was still 11, she was able to listen. Okay, that's why it was easy for her to speak clearly, क्योंकि 11 साल तक तो सब बोलना सीख ही जाते हैं. But that doesn't explain how she managed to learn French and master basic Japanese. But still, but after becoming deaf, Evelyn also learned two new languages. That's a miracle. I may say that was a miracle. She has learned French and basic Japanese. So one wonders that how could she learn these two new languages despite her deafness. So that was wonderful thing that despite her deafness, how she learned these two new languages. Very easily you can say that, yeah, she knows Scottish, maybe the basic English, but what about French and Japanese? So you cannot deny this fact that she was a wonder girl, and a wonderful girl. As for music, she explains, it pours in through every part of my body. Now look at this paragraph, very important. It pours it, because when the question will come like this, how she listens music, then you have not only to explain that waist up or she started feeling the vibration, but you have to add these points also in your answer. समझ रहे हो? So look at this. It pours in through every part of my body. It tingles in the skin, my cheekbones, and even in my hair. Oh God, what a wonderful explanation. Evelyn is trying to explain. Tingle समझ रहे हो? Prickling, stinging sensation, tingling. Hmm? किसी को गुदगुदी लगाते हैं ना, something like that sensation. So here Evelyn explained that how does she identify music? It creates sensation, tingling in her skin, in her cheekbones, and not only that, even in her hair. That means Evelyn's, Glennie's, every part of body was responding to music. Miraculous, है ना? बहुत ही यूनिक चीज है ये. When she plays the xylophone, she can sense the sound passing up the stick into her fingertips. ओहो. और जैसे कि मैं बोलती हूँ स्टिक जो होता है ना, that is made of wood. तो नॉन कंडक्टर है, समझ लो. तब भी वो कह रही है कि when she is playing the xylophone, obviously she is using the stick and she can sense the vibration of that sound produced by the xylophone pass through the sticks up into her fingertips. Please mute yourself. By देखो जब बोलना होगा then only you will unmute yourself, okay? By learning against the drums, she can feel the resonance. Now see what a beautiful word you are going to learn now. Resonance. Echoes of sounds. Resonance. Okay? So by learning against the drums, she can feel the resonance flowing into her body. On a wooden platform, she removes her shoes so that the vibration pass through her bare feet and up her legs. That means, so Evelyn was playing the, she leans towards the drum so she can feel the echo flowing into her body. By leaning against, मतलब झुक जाती थी थोड़ा सा. क्यों? So that the echoes of sound, the resonance she wants to feel through her body. Entire body was giving her that idea. The music was flowing. एक एक पोर्स जो थे ना उसके बॉडी को, that was sending the vibration to her brain. And whenever Evelyn was performing on a wooden platform, she was removing her shoes, okay, so that she can feel the vibration of the musical instrument which was passing through the floor into her feet and then up to her legs. That means in this manner she can feel the sound of musical instrument. Wonderful, wonderful girl and wonderful job she was doing. Now, not surprisingly, Evelyn delights her audiences. Obviously, if you are so much devoted, dedicated, no, to your work is a worship for you. है ना? वैसे भी जो आर्टिस्ट होते हैं ना, उनके लिए उनकी जो आर्ट होती है वो पूजा होती है. It's like a worship, and specifically an artist like Evelyn. So obviously, she was definitely delighting her audiences. Everyone was happy to listen to her. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. Now remember this award. One mark question में आ सकता है. Okay, that what type, which award she got? It was in the year 1991. She was presented with this award, a very prestigious award. क्या था ये? रॉयल फिलहार्मोनिक, हार्मोनी समझते, उसी से ये वर्ड हुआ है. सोसाइटी इज प्रेस्टिजियस सोलोइस्ट. ओके, सोलो परफॉर्मेंस, ही वाज ऑफ द ईयर अवार्ड. Says master percussionist James Blades, God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. As I told you, when God takes something from you, he gives you back some extra senses, sixth sense, extraordinary. You know, that's why yesterday I told you that they are not physically challenged. They are differently abled person. They have the quality of having different things in their life which we normal people cannot do. They have some extraordinary power. So James Blades, he was also a master percussionist. In his words says that when God, when he read about her, that God took Evelyn's hearing ability, but in return, he gave her a strong power of sensing sounds which enabled her to become a great musician. And so he says, what we hear, she feels. So shows what a difference. Without ears, you cannot imagine any sound. But yeah, she can. She can hear. She cannot hear, sorry, but she feels far more deeply than any of us. Yes, we people are normal, but she can feel the sound more deeply than us. And that is why she expresses music so beautifully. अब जब तुम म्यूजिक सुन ही नहीं सकते हो तो तुम कैसे म्यूजिक बनाओगे, कैसे म्यूजिक प्रोड्यूस करोगे? But see, without listening the music, she was feeling the music, and that's why she was expressing it so beautifully. Okay, wonderful. Evelyn confesses that she is something of a workaholic. Workaholic समझते हो? Alcoholic, workaholic means it's an informal word. सही में workaholic is not a proper word, but a person who is addicted to work, जो बहुत ज्यादा काम करता है. ओके, सो एडिक्टेड, एडिक्शन होता है, सक्सेस हॉलिक भी होते हैं लोग. सो दीज आर एक्चुअली ब्लेंडिंग इनफॉर्मल वर्ड्स. So she confesses that she is a workaholic. That means she wants to work day and night. I have just got to work, often harder than classical musicians, but the rewards are enormous. And that's why she is saying that now, she's a hardworking girl, now to be at par with those people who can hear, who are classical musician, Evelyn has to work hard. So in order to maintain that, capability, भाई सही बात है ना, नॉर्मल पर्सन के साथ इफ यू हैव दैट मे बी द लेकुना, कमी जो है आप में, so something you are missing in yours, so if you want to just compete with them, so you have to definitely put little more effort, थोड़ा सा ज्यादा काम तो करना ही होगा. That's why she has to work very hard, and in fact you can say she loved to work hard. But yes, she says these lines, but the rewards are enormous. Enormous, you all know, very big. बहुत बड़े बड़े rewards थे. Return में. Not only the reward she was getting, that was use and big. The appreciation, okay, that she was getting from the world. The, everyone was, really, people are happy to see her devotion, her dedication. So in this manner, she feels that whatever she is contributing to the music world, it is being rewarded very nicely. Apart from the regular concerts, music concerts जो होते हैं, Evelyn also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. Now see, she was not only a nice artist, but also a nice human being. How? Because she was giving free concerts, obviously making money while going for orchestra group, but free concerts भी देती थी. Charity, that means she was doing. Where? In prisons and hospitals. She also gives high priority to classes for young musicians. And this nahi, she also takes classes for young musicians and those who really want to learn music. And Richlin of the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children. Beethoven, pata hai na, great musician. Deaf children says she is a shining inspiration for deaf children. They see that there is nowhere that they cannot go. Now, Anne Richlin. Evelyn is obviously inspiration for all. No, everyone, normal people also, but especially for the differently abled people. She is an ideal. And Anne Richlin, who belongs to the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children, says that Evelyn is an inspiration for those children who cannot hear. And when they get to know Evelyn's story, they feel that they can also achieve, accomplish everything. They can also fulfill their dream. That's why I told you that when you go through the stories of these type of people, Helen Keller or Evelyn Clancy or Sudha Chandran or Lance Armstrong, lot of people are there in the world. They are so, their life story is so inspirational. You also get inspired, है ना? जब आप कैसे, आपने हमेशा देखा होगा कि टॉपर्स का इंटरव्यू निकलता है, फेलियर्स का नहीं. क्यों? Because they will tell you that what did they do in your life in order to achieve that success. So in this manner, and especially she was actually an inspiration for those children who are deaf like her. तो उनके लिए सबको लगता था कि if she can achieve so much, why not I? Evelyn Glennie has already accomplished more than most people twice her age. Okay, she has brought percussion to the front of the orchestra and demonstrated that it can be very moving. She has given inspiration to those who are handicapped, people who look to her and say, if she can do it, I can. Okay, so Evelyn has achieved so much in her life that generally those who are double of her age they cannot achieve. And in this manner, she has got a lot of popularity, lot of awards. And percussion, she made percussion which was actually on the second row of music, है ना, फ्लूट को या फिर गिटार को जितनी इंपॉर्टेंस मिलती थी percussion को नहीं. So as you all know, she was playing in different orchestra group. It was she who brought percussion instruments like drums, xylophone, which were actually placed at the back of the orchestra. It was she, due to her solo performance, she gives a special, place to these instruments, and they have become the part of the front row of any orchestra group. मतलब इतना फेमस कर दिया. Why these two stories has been selected? एक नेक्स्ट हम लोग पढ़ेंगे बिस्मिल्लाह खां and this story. These two reasons that बिस्मिल्लाह खां also brought शहनाई, शहनाई को वो वर्ल्ड स्टेज पे लाए. आसिफ, कैमरा ऑफ कर दो बेटा. So Bismillah Khan also brought Shehnai on the world stage, and Evelyn Glennie also brought this percussion on the front row. Otherwise, people were not knowing about it. Okay, so and in this manner, she gave inspiration to those who are handicapped. And not only this, her story was an inspiration to those people who are physically disabled. They feel that if Evelyn can achieve her dreams, why not they? And Evelyn has given a lot of pleasure to her audience by playing such a good music. So, not the least, she has given enormous pleasure to millions. That means to millions, to many, many audiences. Whenever she was playing good music, she was playing her percussion. It was so happy to watch her, to listen her, and in this manner, she had really achieved a lot of success, not only but given pleasure. And as I told you, music has magical effect. So those who were listening to her, they had this magical effect. I think the time is getting over. So please, children, go through the entire story. इसको पढ़ोगे and note down the difficult words. Then write down its meaning, learn its spelling, and learn its uses. Okay? Okay, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So did you enjoy the story?
Yes, ma'am.
Inspiration
ma'am.
mila?
Yes, ma'am.